All right, we're recording this, everybody. I've already had 3 or 4 members wanting to make sure that we'd be able to see this later. So this is being recorded, and if you happen to see this on YouTube and you want to join our guild, the email is right there. You can send me an email, and we will send you the information needed to join our guild. Which right now is $20, for the rest of this year. It'll get you the 2020 membership, which will get you into some of the. We still have some nice demonstrations coming. Todd Raines next month, and Barbara Dill in December. That's worth $20 right there just to see Barbara Dill. So yeah, shoot us an email if you wanna join. Let me see what we got down here today. We got Ruby Clear on deck to do a demonstration. She's going to be doing her eccentric bat, which for some reason I call it bat catches a fastball. I think I've seen that somewheres, and I like that term. So that's going to be our demonstration today. We'll be getting to here in a little bit. Let's see, supplies. We do have supplies for sale at our supply store. If you got the newsletter earlier this week, you should have gotten it. There's a link to our supply store, and you can buy supplies. Then you pick them up next Saturday from 9 to 9:30. That's the time slot for picking up supplies that you buy. The store will be open up until Thursday. Well, the store is always open. You can always go in there and place an order, but it's picking it up is only once a month. So get your order in by Thursday if you want to pick it up on Saturday. And we do have Anchor Seal 1. We just filled up 21 half-gallon containers. I don't know if they're half-gallon or maybe a little more than half-gallon containers. And they're in our supply store. So if you need Anchor Seal, that's now available. I think we have most everything in there except we're running low on burls. We had a run of burls, 3-4 months ago, and I think there might be one order left. And those burls, most of them were pretty big burls. They're nice sized burls that you can. I don't know, Pete, you got that one. That was probably the biggest one for $25 or something crazy. You probably make a lot of stuff out of that. So anyways, that's our supply store. We have a couple of notable mentions that I want to say. Last month we had mentioned everybody who'd gotten into the Grand Rapids Festival of the Arts. This month I want to mention that Dewey Heatrix, one of our senior members, got into Art Prize. So if you're downtown Grand Rapids for Art Prize, find his piece and take a look at it. I also want to mention that Tom Sampson, one of our members, he is featured in, or not featured, but he's got an insert in this month's AAW for the Finding Your Center series they did, and he's got his piece Event Horizon in there. So congratulations, Tom Sampson. If you got that magazine and you've been at Ron Campbell's retreat, you're going to recognize a few names in there because there's several people in there that are regulars at his retreat. Sally Alt and Rebecca. Who else is in there? Linda Ferber. Yeah, who am I missing there, Ron? Unmute your mic and tell us.
Doug, I'm not sure, but I know there was 6 or 7 people in that issue that were instructors here.
Yeah, you really picked them.
Well,
nice job.
They're starting to pick us right now. I mean, it's unbelievable the people that are volunteering to instruct at this event.
Yeah. And I know, did we do a recap on that, on how it went this year? Normally we do that at one of our meetings, and I didn't even think of it last month. I was so busy with that meeting, but you guys had a good year?
We really didn't recap it, but it was a great year. Everybody's excited about next year. I'm thrilled we had it and went ahead with it, and we had an advantage being outdoors. Lan and I canceled our trip to SWAT. We hated to do it, but then it's an indoor event, and Texas is kind of the epicenter. Every one of our instructors has volunteered to come back next year, but some of them we probably won't do next year. I had 4 more instructors within a week call me and say they want in. So we'll play it by ear for next year. It's scheduled for June 9, 10, 11, and 12. And I'm anxious. I've already rented the tents, tables, and chairs. So we've moved ahead for next year.
Okay. Well, yeah. Congratulations on all your instructors that made it into the AAW. That was I thought that was really a testament to your hands-on retreat. Um, so those are some mentions that I wanted to bring up before we go into show and tell. Is there anything else that I need to mention that I haven't brought up here? Any business we need to cover? Anyone? Everyone? Okay.
Doug, just a reminder on the parts, masks required,
Okay.
parts, and social distancing.
Okay. Yeah. So everybody got that. If you order supplies and you're coming down next week to get them on Saturday between 9 and 9:30, social distancing, and masks will be required. Um, so that's for people who make their orders. And so, um, anything else before we move on to show and tell and President's Challenge? Um, if you have, let's do a President's Challenge first. If you have a President's Challenge, which was a weaved bowl based on are inspired by Dave Curley's demonstration last month on his pine weave needle bowls. Um, if you have one, raise your hand or wave your hand at me or something, so I know who all might who all has a President's Challenge. Does anybody have one? No. Okay. Um,
No one
Nobody has one.
skill level.
Uh,
It's a skill level that nobody has.
I don't know if you consider that a high skill level. Here's mine. So I did make one. I didn't have like pine needles or anything, but you know what? I got all kinds of ivy growing out in my back 40 here, English ivy especially. So that was what I pulled off on the side of my landscaping. I think 6 pieces of English ivy that were like 6 foot long, and I folded them in half and I weaved them into this bowl. So that was my attempt at the President's Challenge. And
Uh, Doug, you do know that English ivy can give you the same reaction as poison ivy.
well,
Maybe,
it,
maybe you don't react to it.
I don't really get poison ivy either. My wife does, but she does. She's not affected by English ivy, so I haven't heard that. But I mean, we have English ivy, 5 leaf ivy, poison ivy. I got it all growing out back there. If you got 5 leaf ivy, you probably got poison ivy. So
No, I was pulling some English ivy out, and I really got a severe reaction to it. That's how I found out.
really,
Yeah, it wasn't pleasant.
okay. I didn't realize that was could be poisonous. But I guess anybody can be allergic to any kind of vegetation. So, all right. Well, that was my contribution to the President's Challenge, and I felt I
It's a
had to do
nice
some.
bowl. It
Thank you.
really is.
I don't want to make you the default winner, so I've got one.
Okay. I was just going to combine all the. I don't even like to put me into these contests, but
Yeah, I know, and
uh,
I wouldn't either. I mean, for
so
myself.
you got something to show us here, Dave?
Yeah, actually, just in the demonstration, I had the two halves of the parts that I'm going to show started, and then I just basically finished it off. Kind of, let's see if I can share my screen here. So this is about 6 inches high.
We don't see it. Click
Oh, you
on
don't see
share
that?
again. Got to hit the next share.
Okay, 2 shares.
There you go.
Okay, so about 6 inches high. The bottom part is about 2.5 inches to 3 inches, sort of roundish. Kind of wobbles a little bit, but I just took. I had the top part started, and I was going to put that on a natural edge bowl, but I just thought, well, I'll just throw it on here and see what it looks like, you know. So
Okay.
pretty much what I have. I've got I'm kind of paging through these. Never mind. Never mind. I thought I had them right here. Oh,
There it
here it
is.
goes. So I've got one started, and also had an owl's head kind of started. I've done several of these owl's heads. Haven't done any bodies for them yet, so I got to get busy. But that's kind of my work table here. Whoops, I'm gonna show that right now. So anyway, that's what I've been working on. So you can't see it, but there is a natural edge bowl underneath that pine weaving right there. You can just kind of just see the edge of it right there. So
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah, we
Dave,
flip it.
can I ask you a quick question?
sure.
That string, what did you call that string that you said had like an emulsion on the outside that you wrapped some stuff with? And it shrinks up a little bit?
It's the wax version of that stuff that I was using was called artificial sinew. So
Artificial sinew.
yeah.
Okay. I want to try some. I'm going to pick some of that up. Do you know where you get it?
You can get it online. I'd have to find the source where I got it from, and I can send it to you.
Okay, thanks, Dave.
Shall we flip a coin to see who gets the certificate?
I was going to put because I was thinking there might not be many for the President's Challenge. Just put it all into one. So we'll do the President's Challenge and the show and tell all into one group, and then we'll draw one winner, and that winner is going to get 2 Craft Supply $10 gift certificates. So who's tracking this today? Sounds like Steve is.
Are you tracking it, Steve? I usually do. As far as the
I'll track it.
okay.
Okay, so far it's me and Dave. I see, Lou Reclear, that you wish you had seen that demo. You can still see Dave's demo on our YouTube page. I recorded it, and I think I separated it into just the demo part away from the meeting. So if you go to our YouTube page, the Grand River Woodturners Guild, search that, you'll find our YouTube page, and there's most of the demonstrations we've done in the last 3 or 4 years we have online.
Oh,
So
I didn't know that. That's really nice to know, because I think that demo was while I was in France.
yeah. So yeah, you can catch that there, and just for everybody else who misses this meeting, you'll be able to see Ruby's there. I'll probably have that uploaded by the end of the weekend, because I got a very busy week next week, so I'll have to have that up before Monday. So hopefully I'll get that online and then be able to see hers also later. So yeah, you can go there and see all of our old demonstrations and see all the tips and tricks on how Dave did his, which I used almost all of them to do the bowl I did. And it was kind of funny because I was trying to remember what Dave used for the binding that all together, and then I was at my father-in-law's house, and then he laying out there in the garage was this spool of, I don't know what it was, some kind of, Dave looked at it, we thought maybe it was some kind of nylon twine. So I thought, well, I'll use that, that'll work. So saved me a trip to the fabric store to buy something. So anyways, now let's move to show and tell. If you've got show and tell, I have one person who sent me something, Doug Sharp, so his will be coming up first here after mine, and then we'll go to the room and see who's got their hand up, and we will we'll go through some show and tell here before the demonstration. So let's go here, and am I still spotlighted? Probably not.
You're up.
Okay, I'm up. There's last month that the Kalamazoo group did a little swap meet out in the parking lot of the church where they meet, and on the raffle table they had some wood, and I didn't realize it was ambrosia when I put my $5 ticket in there, or $5 worth of tickets, but it was some nice, probably more than that, $10 worth of tickets. Anyways, it was a nice piece of ambrosia. That bowl I think is 17 inches across, and it actually had a little burl on the end there. You can see it that there was just a little bit of burl starting to grow. So anyways, I got a nice ambrosia bowl out of the last meeting, and then I also, this is a burl. This is a cherry burl, and that's also about 17 inches across that I gotten from my brother-in-law's house last winter. But so that's one of the two things I've turned in the last month. So those two are my show and tell. Next up here we got Doug Scharf. Tell us about your salt and pepper grinder here, Doug.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, this is just a custom water, but it was probably some of the best flame box elder I've ever used. I actually had the whole base of that tree, which lasted me about 3 or 4 years. Now I'm out.
Okay. Let's see. Next up, you have. Is this the same or is this?
No, this is a maple burl. All I did was cut it round and sand it. I mean, it was too pretty of a piece of wood to do anything with.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'd put it up online on Facebook, and somebody contacted me to buy it.
Oh, very nice. It's beautiful. And let's see, what's this one?
That is red eucalyptus bowl. I don't know if you've ever turned red eucalyptus, but it's a desert tree, and it stores its own water. That's what the ripples are in it. As the wood dries, the water packets twist up the wood. So it's pretty cool looking wood.
Oh. All right.
I'll bet your shop smelled great afterwards.
Yeah, it doesn't really have that kind of a smell. It's not like camphor. Camphor you really smell.
Okay, now let's go to our to the room here. I see Dave's got his hand up for show and tell. So let's put Dave on. Dave, you're on. What do you got?
Share again. I think if you can see that, this was a platter that I did in Bruce Denhauer's class last, 2 weeks ago now? So this is kind of the, this wasn't finished. I just turned it off the.
Dave finally learned how to turn wood.
Yeah, exactly. So it's about a 10-inch platter, 10 and a half inches, maybe 1 inch thick, something like that. So, as I said in the Kalamazoo Club, in the picture I can see these tool marks on the piece. I can't see them, so pictures don't lie, I guess. But
Yeah, probably when you put a finish on there, they'll pop.
yeah,
Those turning marks.
yeah, I've been kind of neglecting to do that because I just like it the way it is right now, and I just like. If I put the, like you say, if I put that on and those pop out, then I'm back to sanding again. So,
You never get too much practice sanding.
Oh yeah. Anyway, that's all I've got for show and tell. Thanks.
Okay, next up we've got let's see, Ruby here. Let me.
Ruby's got her hand up.
Okay, there's Ruby. Hang on, I got to remove Dave. I thought I got him out of there. And remove Dave. Okay, Ruby, you're on.
Okay, the first thing I made was a little flower, and then painted it.
That's very,
That gives you an idea of that.
Cool.
very, very cool. Yeah.
What did you say? Painted? Ruby, is
While I
it
was
painted
in
or what?
France, one of the classes I had signed in to take was canceled, so I took a chip carving class.
Hang on, we had a question about the paint on your flower.
Oh, okay.
Is that painted or is that wood or what?
No, it's painted. It was airbrushed.
Okay.
I liked the brown that was here, and then the wood becomes very light colored.
Mhm.
So I painted green coming up here, and then I painted a yellow, and I highlighted up here with some orange.
Yeah.
And on the inside, I've got green on the very inside.
So whose workshop were you in to do that?
I was at this I did at home.
Okay.
But when I went to France, I was at the Escalon School in the south of France. It's a school set up entirely for wood turning.
I'm wondering is that the, and I can't think of his name right now, but there's a French fellow that's a multi-axis turner.
Yeah, Jean-Francois Escalon.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the town went to him and asked him if he would take this building and create a wood turning school, because in the village where they were at, wood turning was the main industry. And they used to do most of the turning for most of Europe. And then what happened was when the Nazis came through, they basically took all the men out of the whole area and turned them into virtually slaves. And the industry, of course, folded. And so they were trying to revive the idea. Like across the street from the school is a wood turning museum. And the works that are in there are just phenomenal.
Love to see it.
The school has 2 very large classrooms. They have about 10 lathes in each classroom. And so they can have 2 separate classes going, one for beginners, one for advanced people. And they have a list of really good instructors that are there. And even if you don't speak French, they can accommodate you.
Do a lot of pointing and grunting, do you?
A lot of what?
Pointing and grunting?
No, I managed to learn enough French that I can get by.
You'd have to go with me then.
Well, that's a deal, because I can guarantee I will be going back next year.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm sorry I interrupted your show and tell.
Well, no, it's other people can learn too. This was a little top that I made, and then I took the chip carving I learned from the now you can see it,
Yeah,
from
it's cool.
the class, and applied it to the top as a way of texturing.
That's cool. Really fun.
And then we made a bowl, and then I chip carved the inside of the bowl.
Wow.
Yeah, how long does it take to do that?
I can do it a whole lot faster now than it probably took me a day to carve this.
I'll bet.
Making the
What
bowl
is it?
took nothing.
How long does it take you to lay it out?
It didn't take any time, because I took a pattern that was out of the book and I printed it onto some label paper, and I stuck the label on and then just cut it that way.
So what's the wood on that, Ruby?
It's a pine that grows at very high altitudes in Europe. So it's got a very tight grain, but it's still soft. This was another one I did.
Wow.
And what was neat when I did this, I did all the flowers first, the little flowers you see there.
Yeah, those are nice.
A bee landed on it, and it went around and it actually inspected every one of the flowers. So I guess they were a success.
Well, they're pollinated now, right?
Right. So they may even grow a few more. And in November, when I get back, I'm going to Austria to a school there that it's a carving and turning school, and I'm going to learn some filigree turning. It's a very, very old style of turning that was done in Europe that you just don't see anybody doing anymore. And I found this one chap who still does it and was willing to teach it, so he offered a class at the school, and naturally I signed up for it. So hopefully and when I get back, it'll be December, I guess, before I see you. I'll have something to show you then.
Cool. Okay. Let's see. Next up, I have Nate Scovey. What do you got for us, Nate?
One sec, I gotta figure out how to do this. My computer died. So I'm trying on my phone and it's way different.
Oh, yeah. You have to scroll this way and that way.
Yeah, I just don't know how to turn the camera around. Oh no. Can you, I don't know if you can see that or not.
Yep.
See a lot of chip.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of chip behind it. So I was at the dropping off yard waste and this bowl came out, or the blank was just laying there, and so I don't know what kind of wood it was, and I had the bark on it and it kind of came off while I was turning, and that was all of the stuff that came off of it. So I thought it was kind of unique and interesting. So that was the phone I played with.
Wow. Very nice. It's a pretty piece of wood.
Thank you.
Yeah, very
It
nice.
is.
Okay. Next up, we have Ed. Let me get Ed in here. Ed Wilkemeyer. What do you got for us?
Hi, it's a bladder that I made. I did it off center, so it's got handles on both ends here. And then on the inside, I made a little bowl in the center. And my wife made a ceramic dish for it, so that fits in the center, and it's kind of a chip and dip kind of a thing.
Awesome.
Yeah, very nice.
Very
Awesome.
nice.
Nice job.
Thanks
Okay.
to my collaboration, it worked out okay.
Yeah.
How did you get the handles? Could you elaborate on that?
Well, you have to turn it off center, and you turn the two handles. One at one point you turn the one side, and then you do the other side, so you can do the other handle, and then you turn it round. And when you turn it round, then that removes that waste there, and then you can turn the inside round as well.
Very
That
nice.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Might be a demo opportunity in the future.
How far offset was it? Just like an inch?
Oh, not even that much. No,
Yeah, it doesn't take much.
no, it might have been a half an inch, maybe. I can't remember, but just enough that you can establish that handle on each side.
Yeah. Very nice.
So I haven't used it yet because of the COVID, but maybe one day.
Yeah. Very nice. All right. Next up, I got Ron Campbell. You got something for us?
Yeah, I do, Doug. Let me see if I can get the screen share to work. That should be it. This was a piece that was inspired by Alfred Shembry from the Detroit area woodturners. From here, this is all one piece of wood. And it was a cube when I started, and you work the inside, then you work the two bottoms and tops. This is, again, started with the cube. This is kind of a work in progress. I'm just not happy with this whole section. This is Modern Masters, both of these, and it patinaed just fantastic. So I did get my knuckles caught in there once at 2,000 RPM, and if I said it hurt, I mean, wow, I'm bruised up bad.
What kind of wood was that?
This is cherry. I had a large block of cherry left over from the retreat about 4 years ago, and it was really dry. So I cut it in a cube, and boy, I had fun with it. I really did.
Okay.
How big is that?
Well, from point to point, this is about 10 inches. So it's sizable.
Yeah.
It's kind of spooky when you insert a tool in here and you work this first and start working your points out from it.
Yeah.
So instead of 3 points or 4 points, now you're working with 6.
Very nice. Very interesting.
Takes some concentration.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when you lose concentration for a second, it hurts like hell.
Yeah. Okay. Does anybody else have any show and tell?
Yeah,
I've got something.
Okay. I think somebody wanted to know. Okay, what was the diameter of the platter? Ruby asked. That must be for Ed Wilkemeyer.
yeah, she's shaking her head yes.
How big was that platter, Ed? 12 inches?
He's got his mic and camera off, so he might be out of the room.
He might have left. Okay, well, maybe we'll find out later. Something I forgot to mention during the meeting. I don't see anybody else with anything for show and tell.
Hey,
Okay.
Doug, I got one piece here.
Okay, what do you got there? Hang on.
Here's a tray I made a long time ago. But it was pretty neat.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh
I don't know
yeah,
if you can see it,
very nice.
but I've never shown it on here, but I made it for my wife for Christmas one year.
Wow.
Doug, I have something also.
Okay, so let's see. Let me. Steve was just there, and now he's gone. Say something again, Steve, so you pop up here on my.
Testing 1, 2.
Okay, there, gotcha.
All right. This is a challenge from the month before last. It's a Burl. I've gotten really good at making funnels and half decent at changing them back into bowls, but it's a pretty nice Burl that, like I said, this is a piece of walnut that is in the center of it there. So
I'd like to
Great
point out that
recovery.
Steve did that before he learned how to turn wood.
yeah, right.
Now it won't happen again, right?
No, right. And this is the platter that I did at Bruce's shop this past week.
Looks like you got some finish on that, Steve.
A little bit, yeah. It's just a sanding sealer so far. So it actually, when I got those dips out of it, it wasn't as thin as we thought. I thought I was going to be able to see light through it, but it actually turned out half decent. So
Okay. All right. I see a note that Ed Wilkemeyer is back in the room. Ed, did you hear we had a question? How big is that platter?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah, it's you kind of work with the
We lost your video. We saw you for a second, and then your video went away.
Turn the camera back on. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Huh.
Did we lose Ed?
Well, I'm trying to get back with you here.
Okay.
So, well, Doug, I've got something I want to show you.
Okay. While Ed's getting his back on, you want to show yours?
Sure.
I can't pin Ed until I get his video on. So what do you have there, Bruce?
All right. So while you guys have been turning wood, I've been turning out wood turners. And this is the July class. And we have a new member right here. Let's see, come on, move. Sorry about all these extra pictures. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to stop it because I don't have the right share up. But I wanted to show Doug and Dave in there with their platters. So while you're going
Steve and Dave.
I'll get the right pictures up while you're doing others.
Okay. Ed, you're back. Well,
I am. Am I back?
Yeah, there, I can see you.
Ed, okay, it's about 15 1/4 inches because I have an 8-inch center on my lathe. So when it's, you just want to just be able to clear the rails there when it's turning.
Okay. Yep. Very nice. So let's see. Bruce, did you want to try yours again, or?
Yeah, I got to get back in. Okay, I'm ready.
You're on.
I think I'm ready. There they are. So there's the August class, and these guys should look familiar. This is Todd Visser, and we don't know if he's on his trip to get his new lathe or what, but he really took to it. This is the June class. There's some action going on there.
I see one of those guys in the picture over and over and over. He must be a slow learner because he seems to be
the guy on the right.
Fast.
He's
Yeah,
a lot of trouble. And if you notice, he's usually got the same platter in his hand.
and he still doesn't have it right?
We're working on that platter for 3 months.
Well, you got to get it right. And like I said, you can't get too much practice in sanding.
Right. Okay, let's see.
So that's my product.
All right. Anything else on show and tell? That might be it. I was going to look at the gallery here and make sure I don't see somebody waving their arms frantically at me. And no, nobody waving their arms. I did want to mention, I forgot to mention at the business part of our meeting, that we do have the Festival of the Arts tent sale, the Artisan Market they call it. They did the rest of the Festival of the Arts back in June, but their Artisan Market they held off until the beginning of Art Prize, which Art Prize starts here in about a week or so. Or no, that's next month. It's still August. Anyways, they're doing Artisan Market for festival. A couple of our members have have purchased the table for the Festival of the Artisan Market, and if you want to get in that, you still can. You need to contact Tom Penninga or Ken Blaine. They got room at the table. They can let somebody else in, and basically they're just separating the table out by how much you are buying, or they might even carve out some room if you just have some pieces that you would like to try and sell. This is a great way to get your feet wet on selling stuff. That's how I kind of got started. The festival, this is a little different than before, but when they used to have it, they'd have 100,000 people coming through on the weekend, and a lot of them browse through the tents. So this is at the beginning of Art Prize, so I'm guessing there's still going to be a lot of people down there browsing through a lot of different markets. You can. One year I sold 30 wands, at $18 a piece, 30 or 40 of them. I couldn't make them fast enough, And then one year Tom sold every weed pot he made, or whatever you call those little things. I mean, there's always something little that is down there that we everything sells, So if you've got something that you'd like to try, that you make that you'd like to put maybe in their show there, get a hold of Tom or Ken, and I think their emails were in the letter I sent out for in the newsletter. So if you want to find it, you can get their email. And, you can still be involved with festival. It happens the same weekend as our next meeting in September. So, so you can get involved with that. So if there's nothing else, I think we are going.
Hey,
yeah.
Doug, can I say something on that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Because I had this knee surgery, I've paid $200. I've reserved 1/3 of the space, and I'm not sure I'm gonna make it. So, I'm committed, so I'll make it if I have to. But if somebody wants a large space of that area, or any part of it, get a hold of me.
Okay.
Doug, need to do the drawing.
Oh yeah, we need to do the drawing for the winner of our show and tell and President's Challenge. Okay, Steve, you got all the names in your bowl that you just turned with the
I do.
with the new bottom?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Dave.
Dave Curley won.
Yep.
Okay, so Ken, did you catch that? Ken, are you still here? Ken Blaine, yeah. So Dave Curley won. Send him 2 of those Craft Supply gift certificates. Okay? So now let's move on to our demonstration, which is Ruby Kleur with her bat catches a fastball demonstration.